You might not have ever given your browser a second thought. You may still be using whatever came preloaded with your computer, or maybe you took that little extra step and updated to Chrome. But today I'm going to show you Arc Browser, one of my favorite apps on my computer and one that I literally use to do everything. Arc Browser is completely free and it's been around for a while now, but I'm going to walk you through how to set up a new profile on here, show you all the cool things that it can do, and talk about some of the features that will keep me using Arc for years to come. Let's jump in. But we're going to go ahead and create a completely new space so we can start from scratch, and I can show you exactly how I set this up. So down in the bottom left here is where our entire navigation pane is, rather than being on the top. I love this personally because it gives us more real estate at the top for the website, which if you've ever gone to any website, you know the primary navigation bar for a website, the primary information is usually at the very top. And so to have your entire web browser's information at the top as well is a lot of stuff. Having it on the left side takes a little bit of getting used to, but now anytime I'm on any other computer, I always find myself going to the left first before remembering I need to go to the top again. So let's create a space name for this. For this example, I'm going to create a space for different YouTube tools. So we're just going to call the space YouTube. And then we can create a profile. If you've never created a profile in Arc before, you will have to make a new one. I have a few in here, but I'm going to make a brand new profile, which you can link to any different logins. So for example, I'm going to use a new Gmail login for this, and that will be linked to the profile. And it's important to note that if you switch from maybe a desktop computer to your laptop a lot, profiles won't copy over. All of your bookmarks and things from different spaces will, but the actual profile will not. So keep that in mind if you're switching around. You want each profile to live on the computer that it's designated for. After that, we can choose a theme. For this one, I think we'll make it red just to go with the YouTube vibe. We'll make it pretty dark, and let's add a little bit of green. Once you're happy with how it looks, we can hit create a space and get started. It'll prompt you to add some of your favorites. You can import these from your existing web browsers, so if you're using something like Google Chrome right now, you just export those and import them right into here. I'm personally just going to save a few different websites to this section because I don't need too much. So let's start with YouTube, obviously. And because we created a new profile, I won't be logged in on any of the websites that I'm going to. So for now, I'm not going to worry about logging in, but I am going to drag and drop some of my top favorites to the very top section. These are going to be little bookmarks, like these here in my other profile, that basically give you quick access to your most favorite websites. You can create folders and other fun things down below, but these are the ones that will stay, almost like having a pinned tab in Chrome. Down at the bottom, we can also right-click on the little icon for this one, and we can change the icon to be whatever we would like. So for this one, I'll choose the little video camera, just to help me remember. Now the other thing that we can add to here is our extensions. So Arc is a Chromium web browser, which means that all of your extensions that work in Chrome will also work here. So let's click the add button and go ahead and start searching for some of our extensions that we want. I use 1Password for all of my password management, so I'm going to go ahead and add this as an extension. I use Raindrop to keep all of my bookmarks organized, so I'm going to add this one just so I have access to quickly adding things. vidIQ is what I use for keyword research and coming up with video ideas. And Tele is what I use to record most of my screen recordings and just videos in general. I use a bunch of other ones like Save to Notion, Headline Studio, Edify, TubeBuddy, and all kinds of ones, but we're not going to add everything right now. Let's just go ahead and start setting this up. Okay, so the bookmark bar on the left side and all of this information is all really cool, but what actually makes Arc different than just that? One of the cool things about Arc is that there are not just spaces and folders, but also easels and boards, which is almost like a creative app right within your web browser. So here you can add ideas and inspiration. These mood boards can also easily be shared with others by clicking on the little share icon and choosing if it's a private easel that only certain people can be invited to, if anyone can view it, or if other people can edit it. This is great for if you're working on a team or just working with clients on projects, just to start to brainstorm some different ideas, or even just use them in a presentation to pull in different resources and ideas. You can scroll down and it's basically infinite scroll here, so you can add as many things as you would like. You can also export this entire board as an image if you want to save it somewhere else besides your browser. It's also very easy to split windows here. So if you have an ultra-wide screen like I do, you know that you probably need more than one browser at a time, and instead of learning different keystrokes or adding different apps to your computer, Arc does this natively, and it's really, really nice. You can even copy and paste in different videos, photos, or information from a website that you're browsing over here to add to your board session. And at any time, you can share your view, separate the tabs, add additional tabs, or split how you're viewing your screen. So if you want to view it vertically, that's also an option in Arc. If you have multiple profiles, you can also easily add tabs or tab sections like this into different spaces so that they're in the correct zone that you want them. All of your downloads and easels can be viewed in the library on the left side here. Media can be pulled in from folders on your computer so you can quickly see and access different images from various projects. This is great if you're bringing in your own pictures into an easel or a board like this one. All your easels will be stored here where you can delete them if chosen or reopen them to review what you've saved. Spaces allows you to see a breakdown of each space and be able to quickly move tabs between your spaces. So if you are moving a lot of different things over, this is a really fast way to do that. You can also view tabs and boosts, which are additional settings in the Arc web browser. Archives are basically your web history and an easy way to find things that you may have closed in by mistake. Arc offers max options within their settings. There's a lot of different things that come through here. Sometimes they change, they update, and they don't always stick. But this is basically their beta testing for different features. For example, Ask on Page is where you can do Control F, and if it can't find the item that you're looking for on a page, you can ask a question instead. It's basically a built-in chat GPT that allows you to search the page for different answers. There's also something called Tidy Downloads, which allows your browser to rename the download for you according to what is on the web page and what the context is. This is a great way to have your files be renamed in a format that makes more sense than sometimes what the actual download is called. They have some other fun things in here, like being able to change what the icon looks like, and also being able to learn essential shortcuts. This basically takes you through learning how to use your keyboard to move through the browser a lot faster. And I highly recommend taking some time to learn these because browsing with these is so fast, and it's actually pretty easy to learn as you use it and get more used to it over time. There's a lot of other settings that look very familiar if you are used to Google Chrome, so you can play around and really make this your own, but let's talk about some of the other really cool features that I think makes Arc so worth learning and converting to. There are a few different apps that work really well with Arc, and you'll see dynamic changes on your bookmarks like Google Calendar, for example. So here we have a pretend event coming up on my calendar, and it tells me how long I have until this event, so 4 minutes. And when I hover over my calendar, I see a little pop out here where I can quickly click on the event itself, go into the settings, and change how I'm viewing this. You can disable this if this is not something that you want, but personally I find it really cool and very helpful. When it's an actual meeting event, there'll even be a little pop-up under my favorites here that'll allow me to join a Zoom call or a Google Meet call. You can also see similar things with Google Email. So in Gmail, I can see some of my unread emails here, and I can click on them straight from here. I can also compose a new email with the plus sign there. Notion also works with this, so I can have quick access to the home page and whatever page I was most recently viewing. Earlier, we added some extensions, so let's get those added so that way we can get access from those from our web browser. So if I click on the URL section, there's a little link icon which allows me to quickly copy the URL, and then there is a little control center icon. If we open that up, we can see all of our extensions here, and we can choose Manage to see them up close and personal. We can go into the details of each one of these and choose to pin them to our sidebar right from this page, or you can click on the control panel again, and if you hover over the bottom right hand corner, you can choose Pin, and that will pin the extension for you. So now we see those just above our primary favorites here, and then we have our folder for this profile, which I just realized is misspelled, so let's edit that. So this is the space folder, And we can add in additional folders if we would like. So let's add a new folder here. And now our bookmarks can be organized into these different folders. We can open and close them to hide some of our favorites, and that way they are out of the way. Anything below this tab right here where we can open new tabs is going to be things that clear after 24 hours. You can change that in the settings to update, but there's also a quick clear button here to quickly clean up the tabs. And you can of course use Control-Z if you don't mean to do that. Another really cool feature that I use all the time is if I'm looking for a specific answer on something, I can trust Arc to just find the information for me. So let's say that I'm going to look for a beef stew recipe. Just like regular Google search, I can hit enter here and it'll take me to Google. I also had the max option to ask ChatGPT, but there's another option where if I hit Shift Enter, Arc will do the searching for me and just find the best option for what I'm searching for. So here's a beef stew recipe, and I went straight to the website instead of having to go through Google myself. Like I said before, Arc browser is completely free to download, so it's worth trying out if this is something that you think would be helpful for you. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight on how you can set this up and some of the cool things you can do with it. If you like this video, please check out the rest of our channel, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you.